Hello, all you beautiful drywallers out there in drywall land. Maybe you call it dry lining, maybe it's jib stopping, whatever you call it. Welcome to the 5th installment of our Pearls of Wisdom collective episode, where we distill the pure ore of brilliance bestowed upon us by our fellow tradesmen and tradeswomen. If you're new to the podcast or haven't followed for very long, there is a little excerpt we do at the end of each episode called The Pearls of Wisdom, where I ask each guest for a special quote or insight they could put on a billboard, something they could bestow on their fellow tradesperson. This episode is a collection of those pearls, dating back to the 50th episode with our friend Jeff Haynes. You'll hear from greats like, but not limited to, the Newfie Taper, Justin Delk of USG, and Advance owner Deanne Shellcross. One thing's for sure, you will be inspired by the messages coming forth. If you need a little inspiration today, you've come to the right place. This episode is also a little bittersweet because we will be saying goodbye to our sponsors throughout the month of April and May. Panel Ray, huge shout out for sponsoring the Drywall Podcast for those months. Panel Ray is the preferred joint compound of Fresco Harmony in England and beyond. Oh, and speaking of England, I am going there Sunday, along with our friends at GWI. We will be manning the helm at Stand 28 at the Trade and Decorator Show, June 3rd and 4th in Bolton, England. They have bestowed upon me the honor of being one of 4 main presenters at this year's show. That's right, we'll be playing in the colored mud and offering up some chances to get free product and try some yourself. Also, if you didn't catch my episode with Paula, director of the Trade and Decorator Show in Bolton, England, episode 170, it was the last episode. It's fantastic, but for now, the 5th installment of the Pearls of Wisdom episode on the 171st episode of the Drywall Podcast. If you want to check out the past episodes, 50, 98, 126, and 149, they're good. You should do that. I'll shut up. Let's get into it. Episode 154, Guy Priscilla, that kilted guy. I'm impressed, Guy. This is a lot, man. You've done really well for yourself on just like beyond drywall, and that's really inspiring to me. One thing I do ask all of my interviewees is for a pearl of wisdom. Before you've had a bunch already, but something that you could put on a billboard to instill into your fellow drywall tradesmen about life, whatever you feel, whatever you think would be a good thing to leave.
I think it kind of goes back to the old saying of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I try and live by that. If I do something to or for somebody that I wouldn't want it done to me, then I'm not going to do it. Treat people with respect, give them what they expect and more. Try and over deliver on life in general. When you get a chance to help somebody out, help them out. Don't worry about the cost always, even on a job. You just got to do the right thing, basically. To me, that's my my view of life is treat people right. If you do that, you get more jobs, you make more money, you live happier, you have less stress. And to me, it's just the right thing to do is to treat people with kindness and respect and courtesy. And just like on that note, so many contractors, I hear this all the time, will overpromise and underdeliver. So they'll say, I'll be there next Thursday to bid your job or to do your job, and then they just don't show up. That's rude, man. If that's something happens, call your customer. Let them know. Text them, hey, I couldn't make it today. This happened, or I'm going to be running 20 minutes late. That's respect and courtesy. And people appreciate that. I've gotten a lot of work just from treating people right. I had a pawn shop for 4 years. Like I said, I used to have people coming past 3 or 4 other pawn shops to do business with me because I treated them right. I didn't treat them like dirt bags because they needed a loan, and I gave them a fair price and
Right.
stuff like that. The only
Right.
reason that business didn't do well is we needed about $100,000 to run it, and we started with 30,000.
Right.
We ran out of money on loaning. I was turning down 70% of the customers coming in, but I literally had people coming from 20 miles away to come get a loan from me because I treated them with courtesy and respect.
Episode 168, James Wyhonig, the Morph Sander. It's consistent. That's consistent though with most government entities. But I want to end on a good note, James. I want to end on a good note. So bring me a pearl. Bring me a pearl of wisdom that will inspire your fellow tradesmen. And make it short. We got to wrap.
We've only got one life, right? And you've just got to think, you've definitely got to make the most of your life and leave that impact on it. And you just don't want to regret it when you die. I know that's like cliche, but it's just when my dad died, he looked at me and I could tell that because I was there when he died, and he looked at me and I could tell that he didn't do the things that he wanted to do. And I came out of my body, like it was like this spiritual experience, and I could see myself through his eyes, but it wasn't me, it was my future kid. And I was like, I can't have this happen. I need to inspire my kids and make sure that they can do anything that they want to do, and don't, like, if you think you can make the world a better place, because right now there's not enough good people in the world. If you can make this world a better place, then you should, because I just think there's too many people that don't care about others. And I just think, I you know, I if you think things are bad, just try and change them. It's If we all try and change the world and make it a better place, how can people stop us? No one can stop
Mm.
you from doing these things, and it's that no one can stop you. I'm telling you, the world is not the the world doesn't dictate what you do. You dictate what the world does. The world is malleable. Everything around you is malleable, right? Everything. You're
Yes.
the one who makes the world change. If we weren't here, nothing would be, like, ideas do not come to the world and just exist. We're the harbiters of ideas. We're the ones who make it manifest in this physical
Hmm.
world. Yeah, don't be afraid to make a good change to the world, because the evil people in this world are not afraid of anything. And if you're afraid, those evil people will take over the world, and we need to fight against that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And couldn't agree more. Makes me think of think globally, act locally. Like, I do what I like. I do what I can. Um, the podcast has been like this,
It's
just
a it's
like
a it's a huge thing, man. I wouldn't be on here again if I thought it was silly. Um,
I know you, and like you're no slouch. So, and you know what? We were supposed to talk yesterday. I've been looking forward to this for a week because I enjoyed our last conversation, and just because I learned so much, and so I appreciate you coming on. I watch you. I'm jealous. It's like this guy. He's selling stuff. Ben needs
don't
product over in England, and
don't
hopefully our paths will cross soon.
don't be jealous, man. And you know, um, when I can release a bit of time and stuff and get this algorithm working a little bit better, we'll see how we can see what we can do with direct to consumer stuff because I feel like your product can go direct to consumer quite easily. And
I agree.
I
What
feel
and be careful
I,
because when I say jealous, man, it's like it's more out of respect because
yeah,
I have that same thing that a lot of drywallers have where it's like, I get affected. I feel real deeply or I'm sensitive and maybe somebody's winning over here. Our natural instinct is to be like, fuck that guy. How come I'm not winning? And we have it within us to rise up and I think be supportive
yeah,
of mud plugs or a new
yeah,
knife or somebody comes up with
yeah,
something new instead of being a dick. Be like, hey
yeah,
man, that's pretty cool, or share your buddy's thing to your
yeah,
story like that. That's what
yeah.
I mean. Episode 170, Paula McIntosh, Trade Decorator Live. Paula McIntosh. I asked everybody at the end of the Drywall podcast for a pearl of wisdom,
Oh
and
goodness.
I compile all of the pearls into a lengthy pearl of wisdom episode, and they're pretty good because you get a variety of people saying their pearls, and we've had four because we've had 170 shows or so. But we've had four just Pearls of Wisdom's episodes. So you might enjoy those because they're little excerpts.
Yeah.
But what I would like to hear, because we are getting ready for the fifth Pearl of Wisdom, it's either five or six. We're at about an hour of pearls. I would like to hear your pearl of wisdom that you could bestow on the trade and decorator community or humanity as a whole. What would you say if you could put something on a billboard to inspire?
Okay, I will tell you what I told all my children from being tiny, which is you can be anything that you want to be in life. You just need to know what it is and figure out how you achieve it. And then you work as hard as you can until you meet your goal.
Okay. I've heard it be said, drive it to failure. If somebody wants to do something like a business or something, drive it to failure. And that, I don't know why that has stuck with me, but it's like, if you haven't failed yet, keep
Yeah.
going.
I just think the only limiting factor in life is yourself.
Yeah.
So you set the ceiling of what you achieve. If you say, oh, I can't do that, then you know what? You're right. You won't do that. You won't achieve that. But if you say, I can do that, like when I went for the job interview all those years back when I was, what, 25, and I said, give me the job and I'll show you I can do it. It's down to your attitude. It's 99% attitude, I would
Yeah.
say.
And they hired you because of that. She saw that value in you and that confidence. And that's what people want. That's what people are attracted to. It's why you're successful today. Thank you so much for coming on the Drywall podcast. You can
Thank you,
find,
Roger.
I would say, look up trusted-decorator.co.uk and tradedecoratorlive.co.uk. You can go and check both those out, but also go and follow Trade Decorator Live on Instagram and probably Facebook, right?
It's just Trade Decorator on Instagram, Facebook,
Okay.
and we are on TikTok as well.
Okay,
And
TikTok.
it's
I think
Trade Decorator.
I need to follow you guys on TikTok, I think. Episode 169, Rich Allen Accurate Knife. And that's also on Facebook.
Yes.
Pearl of Wisdom. I ask everyone that comes on the show for a pearl of wisdom that you could bestow in the drywall community or humanity. What would you say?
I would say thank and praise God daily for everything that happens to a person, to you. Always praise Him. You can trip and don't fall. I'll say thank God for that. Even if you tripped and you fell, you thank God for that. No matter what happens to a person, you always praise and thank God, period. Because it always can be worse. I look at it like God is the one watching over us, guiding us. But not too many people, not all of us is thanking him for the small things that didn't or did happen to us. So
Gratitude.
yes, indeed, man. That is exactly it.
Episode 166, Justin Thomas out of Provo, Utah. Thomas Drywall. Pearl of Wisdom. It's time.
Pearl of wisdom. I think if you're wanting to open a business, start something, just go for it. I think like with this plaster with me, you just jump in and try it. Just go for it. So whether it's you want to pick up a different business, you want to pick up a different hobby, whatever it is, don't wait around. Just jump in and figure it out, and you'll figure it out as you go along. I think a lot of times people just kind of will sit back because they're too afraid to start. Oh, what if I screw up? What if I do it wrong? And the only way to really get past that is just do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All the pivots
Fantastic.
I've made so many different pivots in my life, going from construction to tech to plaster to so on and so forth. All major pivots, and yeah, it was scary and hard in the beginning, but you just go for it.
I love it. Justin Thomas, Thomas Drywall out of Highland, Utah. Thank you so much for being on the Drywall podcast today. We have a lot more conversations in the future to have. I hope you have a great rest of your day, man.
Hey, back at you, Nick. Thanks for having me on, and it's been a great conversation.
We'll talk soon, sir. And if you want to catch Justin on Instagram, what's your handle there?
I think it's drywall, Thomas Drywall. I'm gonna have to look. Thomas Drywall and Plaster, all one word. Thomas Drywall and Plaster.
Cool. Go check him out on Instagram. Are you on Facebook?
No, I am not on Facebook. I do have a LinkedIn account though for
I'll
myself.
have to follow you on
It's just my
LinkedIn.
name. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right, sir. Well,
Okay,
I
my
hope
friend.
this was fantastic. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon, man.
Okay. Talk soon.
All right, buddy. Later. Episode 158, Todd Way, the Newfie Taper out of Newfoundland.
THENEWFIETAPER.
Okay. And then something I ask all of the people that I interview is a pearl of wisdom. That last one was pretty good. You had about being nice, basically. But if you had a pearl of wisdom, something you could put on a billboard to share with the drywall community or humanity, what would it be?
Well, I would say just respect each other and try to treat each other as equal. And it's like man or woman on site. I show them like equal. I try, as long as somebody's trying their best and doing their day's work, like treat somebody right and lift them up. Don't, as Jamie Burke would say, don't lift them up, don't throw them to the curbside.
Yeah.
Right. So that sort of thing. Just respect people and try, if you can help them out, you can teach them something. You can show them the best way and do that in a polite way, not being what I mean, not elevating yourself be above them. Just show them like how I would do it or how I started. And I try to tell so at times I try to tell a little story about when I was going up through doing different disciplines, how like mistakes I made and whatever. And I just tell you a quick story. Like when I worked in Bonavista, I was keeping on to the foreman. I was looking for him to get me a pair of stilts to try, He said, "Well, Jesus, stilts." He said, you're that clumsy. You got a job to walk on your feet, right?" So he said, "You'll never do it on stilts." So that night I went out. I was working late in the night. My cousin came in and I started telling him about the story. I said, "No," and the buddy was Dion, his name. And I said, "Geez, how stupid Dion think I am? Boy, geez, can he walk on stilts? How hard could it be?" So as I was walking along, I tripped up in a bucket. I went flying across the room right after telling him, right? I said, "Dion said I couldn't walk on my feet, let alone stilts." And lo and behold, right? So, but like I said, treat everyone decent, and that'll come back on you. And
Stilts are good. The thing I see, like, just don't get cocky. Like stay close to the wall. Yeah, anybody can walk on those damn stilts. They're not that big a deal. What I see is people get real cocky and then they fall.
Yeah. But that video on my page, that's the first time I had them on. So,
Oh, okay, pretty
yeah,
good.
that was first time. Yeah. So
Those are Serpro stilts too. Shout out to Serpro. They have been sponsored the Drywall podcast before. I wear Serpro stilts. Love them. I think they're great.
yeah, they're nice and light and that sort of thing, right? I found them.
They're sturdy, and I like that toe. They have a toe spring.
Yeah.
To give you a little toe flex. I like that. Yeah.
I'm learning, and I'm hopefully improving, and like I said, I'm getting, and I find it's when you're around your peers and they compliment you, it gives you a little boost. Right?
That's a pearl. That is a pearl. If you're out there, I want to reiterate what Todd just said. Sometimes if you're cruising along, all you have to do is tell somebody they did a good job. And not only does it give them a boost, it'll give you a boost too. So like just something to think about, like a little put up, or like if you see somebody running a corner really good, we're so quick to say to look at what's bad. But like if you see somebody doing something that's really cool, or maybe they're running the box unique, let them know. Tell them, man. Let them know that you thought that was really neat, or that trick is really cool. I saw a trick recently from Eli. He was just on the podcast. He was putting up masking. I hope it was Eli. I think it was. But he was put paper masking up on the wall. And then to attach the plastic drop, he used spray adhesive. And
okay. Yeah.
I thought that was slick as snot. I was like, I've never seen that one, but I thought it was really great. I was like, man, that is a good trick. I let him know, nice trick. Like, it's really cool to see that. Thanks for posting. And you're obviously posting more now. It looks like you're having fun with it. I hope you keep posting because, I think you bring a good ray of light to social media.
Yeah. Well, I've heard too of you, like in terms of working, if you can go to work and you enjoy yourself and have a good day, it's not really work.
Right.
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 You're having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you listened to any of the episodes of the podcast? Because a lot of the people that you mentioned have been on the podcast so far.
Yeah, I just started. I just recently started just going back over some of the stuff, right? And just
you got to go listen. Go listen to Kathy's.
Yeah.
Hers is pretty good.
Is that a while back? I was looking for it, and couldn't find it. I didn't see it there.
Kathy, the tiniest taper.
Yeah.
I'll have to think of what episode, but yeah.
You number them. I went back so far and I couldn't see it there.
She's there. She's there.
She told me, right? I was sort of nervous.
The taping queen is way back. The Gilbert sisters are both on. I have them both.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a good episode. T Mac is a fantastic episode. Paul Curran and Bridget Manners, episode 165 out of Australia. Manners. Very nice. And then a pearl of wisdom that I'll ask, and Bridget, maybe you could deliver a pearl of wisdom to the drywall community something that you could put maybe on a billboard to
Oh God.
like instill a little inspiration, maybe some inspirational quote or something that you could tell your fellows out there in the world.
I can meant to utilize AI for this. I'm like,
Yeah, we'll like pull up Gemini and see.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, it won't be a minute.
I'm gonna flick over to you, Paul. Can you think of anything?
Inspirational quote for the drywall industry.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
or
can you-
humanity, something that you
or
could put on a
humanity.
something that you could put on a billboard that would instill,
There you go.
something powerful that you feel, that you could.
Things will get better.
Things will get better.
Look, it's been a very tough few years for everyone around the world, and I think that's just, things will get better.
I love it. Another that reminds me of "This too shall pass."
Yes, that's true.
And it's that relates to good and bad. Like, being present, like staying in the moment. This is where we're at right now.
Mhm.
And it may not always be this way.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Bridget, anything? What do you got?
Oh, I'm not too sure now.
That's okay. You don't have to. You can think of it. We
Yeah.
could put it in the show notes later or something.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I appreciate you coming on. I know you were sort of a question mark. Maybe this isn't your cup of tea. Maybe Paul's more out in front, where you're more behind the scenes with Manners. I really appreciate both of you guys coming on the show today, supporting the Drywall Podcast, giving us a little porthole into the world of distribution, which is a really necessary and not talked about a lot part of the drywall industry, like how these tools get distributed to different places. And I think the distributors play a larger role in the progression of this industry than maybe even than they know, because it's hard to get to the retailers. I've talked about it before, the resistance to change in the drywall space, whether it's the end user drywaller not wanting to try something new. We use Westpac. I mean, you guys have Westpac mud now on lockdown in New Zealand. Everybody's using it. It would be tricky to get those drywallers to use a new mud. That isn't to say there might be drywallers out there that might like a new mud. They just don't even know that there's other options or that they even have access to it. So you guys are a gatekeeper in essence to new products coming into New Zealand. That's a big role that you play in this industry. It's kind of cool. Thank you so much for being on the Drywall Podcast today. Is there any final thoughts that you'd like to leave us with? Marvin Matita, episode 162, out of the Netherlands, Marvin Drywall. Pearl of wisdom that you can bestow on your fellow tradesmen globally. What would you say if you could put something on a billboard that everybody could read?
Smiling every day.
Smiling every day. Smiling,
Because people hate me because I'm always every day smiling, laughing, have fun.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I love it though. And I do believe it because sometimes it's easy to be, life can be stressful and it's easy to take things so serious. I sell a product, so I get wrapped up in how much I'm selling, whether or not I'm successful. I should be doing better. Like all these negative thoughts that we have. Smiling comes up a lot. Just the act of smiling and how that changes your physiology.
Keep on smiling every day
Yeah.
and have fun.
Europe too is probably a little different than America. you know, America is maybe heavier energy right now. But would you say people in Holland are pretty cheerful most of the time, or
Yeah, it's also different like now because
yeah,
we in Holland say Holland is the same as the States.
okay.
Yeah. What the States do, Hollands do.
Okay, so a
Yeah.
little, so kind of intense, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't remember it being as intense in the United States as it is right now. You know, it's just really tense. And that adds to, and then you got social media, and that adds to like
Yeah,
this feeling of anxiousness.
yeah.
And saying hi to somebody that you're at the store or just smiling at them.
I say every morning to everybody who I see, good morning, good morning.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the Drywall podcast today. Drywall Marvin Matita out of, and what is, I don't want to say, is there a specific city in Holland that you call home?
Yeah, I live between two big cities, but you can call it Nijmegen.
JP Gagnon, episode 157 out of Texas. Clean Corner. Pearl of wisdom that you can bestow on the drywall community or anyone, what would it be?
Um, Follow the path of your passions. Follow the path of your passions, and don't be afraid of all the obstacles. Universe will help you, and you will be guided throughout your journey. You just have to have the passion. You just have to have the passion, and the thing will go. The flow will be very easy.
Love it.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main point. Yeah, I think that's my philosophy. This journey with Linko, everything has been very helped by a divine something. I don't know
Yeah.
how I did that because everything was so easy. My friend was like, meet me, get a good conversation with his friend, and his friend bring me to this space. It wasn't available, this space. And the guy was like, yeah, I will do a space for you. And I met the person at the golf place. The golf place bring me Zach. I don't look for it, right?
They call them omens. Omens. You've had positive omens. Like there's a book. There's a book called The Alchemist that talks about the omens when you're on the right path. The things will align so that you know you're going on the right. Sometimes when you're not on the right path, it'll be hard. And not just, everything's going to be hard, but your excitement shines through and it makes sense. It makes sense that you've had some help and like you said, divine help,
Divine help.
like
Yeah.
whatever.
The
Yeah, I like
universe,
it.
I don't know how to say that. The universe, God, divine.
Yeah.
When you're aligned. Sometime in my life, I try to do some stuff and like, man, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
It's always like, man, what should I do? What should I? You kind of
Yeah.
tearing your hair, and you're like, wow, shit, man, what should I do now? And you just, you know what? I leave that to the universe. Something happened.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. The podcast has always been really easy for me. Like, I didn't plan on, Wes McPeak out of Ohio, episode 161.
I'm a believer.
Well, it sounds like he's still preaching to you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about a pearl of wisdom, but that sounds like a pretty good one, man.
That does.
Is there anything that you had?
Yep.
Is there anything that you had in mind for a pearl of wisdom?
Not as good as that one.
Yeah, keep the positivity.
Yeah, keep positivity and put good things into your mind. If you're putting trash in your mind, you're gonna have bad thoughts. You're not gonna have a good time. You know what I mean? If you're always putting good into your mind. Just like if you practice something every day, we always say practice makes better, and
Yeah.
so you practice putting good things into your head. It's gonna be better.
Stefano Zanke, episode 160 out of Canada on board drywall. Pearl of wisdom.
Pearl of wisdom.
Something like at the end of each episode, we'll have a pearl of something you could bestow on the drywall community or all of humanity that could better the planet. Something you put on a billboard that just like really drives it home, like, you know, something that comes from your heart.
I would say just obviously a lot of it's been talking about myself, of course.
Sure.
Leading off that, I would say you don't know unless you try, which means nothing is wasted. Even if it didn't work out, you learn something from it, and it's going to lead to something else. So that would be my pearl of wisdom.
Love it. And then also something like we can all be resistant to change as drywallers. We can be stubborn in our ways. Something that you thought wouldn't work, it's a stupid idea, and that you tried it even though you didn't want to, and it ended up working, and now you can't imagine doing it any other way. It could be it could be anything.
Probably what I had mentioned prior when I was talking to you about the fiberfuse sheets and plaster walls. So the cracks, I'll just line the whole wall in fiberfuse. You'll never see those cracks ever again.
Okay,
So,
and you get those sheets from CSR, right? Yeah,
right.
I bought the last two. I bought 2 rolls.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah. Oh, you're buying them from the CSR where?
Online. They ship them down here. Yeah. Wow, yeah, they don't carry that crap down here. So yeah, if you're in the United States, they have for the rolls, you can get the rolls at low, but not the 3-foot.
That's right. They'll probably sell only the 6. The ones at Lowe's, they only sell the 6-inch, right? Yeah.
They don't know 2-inch.
Okay. Because here at Lowe's, they'll sell the 6-inch and they'll sell the 2-inch. And the CSR is the only place you can get those big sheets from.
Those 6-inch rolls are badass too. Like
I used it yesterday. I love them.
Yeah, if you have an offset, if you got like a 1/4-inch offset, and you know what I mean, just fill that offset. Use a 6-inch roll. Done, man.
Because it was a concrete ceiling that I was repairing, right? I mean, and then they go over it with plaster. But I mean, the fiberfuse, exactly what you just said. If it's offset, 6-inch. Yeah. Fantastic, man. I love it. I love that stuff.
Your next step, your full graduation from drywall would be to finish that surface in fresco harmony. Then you will have graduated.
Yeah. All right, man. All right. Yeah, send me a box. I'll use it.
No, it's a bottle. It's just a little bottle. Deanne Shallcross, episode 159, Advance, out of Chicago. And then I do a pearl of wisdom that you could bestow on the drywall community or put something on a billboard that everybody could see at one shot to make your mark. What would you say?
What would I say? I would say that that's a good question.
Like use your blinker, more people. We live in a society.
No, I would say I would truly say that I believe that, you know, people are human. People have bad days. Remember, they have bad days. Always smile. Always smile. I love, you know, I've watched this. I learned this a long time ago. My husband and I have a place in Wisconsin. Well, actually, this was from when my children were young. And when my dad also farms in central Wisconsin. And we would drive down the road and my kids are, 6, 9, and somebody drives by in a pickup truck and they wave to you. And my children say, Mom, who is it? I said, I don't know. You just wave back. So in the rural community, people are friendly. They wave at you. And I found that so fascinating. And I made it a point to be on I'm in a suburb, but the city, when I walk past people, I say, good morning, how are you? And I smile and they smile back. So I feel like a smile attracts a smile. Be happy, smile. Maybe somebody's having a bad day and they just need you to say hello and give a smile to. So it's good to be there for people. I think it's an old cliche, treat people the way you want to be treated, but be pleasant, be happy, smile, because a smile attracts a smile.
I love it. That's a pearl.
It's the truth, though. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that now. When you're out in public and you walk by, most people will just keep their head down or turn. Look at somebody and smile and say, hi, good morning. And then someone will look back and say, good morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the store.
It's true. It works.
Acknowledge the person that's helping you in the store.
Yes.
And ask them how their day is.
Yes.
They're dealing with. We went through the line in Starbucks recently, and it was, I was frazzled. We were going to a soccer game. We're in Phoenix. People are kind of edgy in Phoenix, anyways. Very fast pace, busy, hot. Still hot. It was like middle of winter, but it's still like, it's still warm down there.
Oh, and it's super hot there in the summer.
And we went through Starbucks, and she was like, "You're the first car in like the last 4 cars that's had good energy." And not that I always bring good energy, but my girlfriend and I, we laugh a lot. And my favorite feature on her is her laugh lines, like right here.
Yeah.
Because she's real jokey and
nice.
I'm jokey, but smiling and just being friendly, kindness.
Yes.
I love that.
Well, I come from a family. My mom's Irish side. They're very personable. They love to laugh. And it's so true. And it's just, I think that's what you want to spread to people is positive energy. Be happy. Life is short.
Jeff Haynes, episode 152, Porcelain Perfect Finish. Favorite part of my show is the pearl of wisdom that I ask everybody to bestow on the drywall community. If you could put something on a billboard, something that you could tell your fellow tradesmen, what would you say?
I was warned about this, so I gave it a little bit of thought.
Oh, good.
But what I kind of I'm stuck in between two thoughts, but I'll give you the gist, which is you never know who you're going to meet. And what I mean by that is in the trades, your entire network is your net worth, which is an old adage, but it's really true because you can be on a bad job with somebody and you think, oh, I don't want to deal with this anymore. But then one day, you'll be needing work and your phone will ring and guess who? And, they're a big blessing that day. So that would kind of be my sage advice is you don't know who you're going to meet and, treat everybody the way you'd want to be treated because what goes around does come around. And there have been many times where I think, something has, the ship has sailed and it comes in to rescue me. And for that, I'm super grateful. And, and I guess the second thought would be kind of just pull the thread. And when I met with Sheila and all you guys and Richard and everybody down there in Charlotte back in, I think it was first week of April, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I've been invited to come down. I don't know these people. Why should I go to a drywall show? Like, what do I know type of thing. But I just pulled the thread and now I'm here today with you guys. I've learned a lot along the ways. And that's how you do it. You have to take the leap. But then once you have those relationships, take care of them because you don't know when they need you or you need them. And really, it's all relationship building. So many things are short-sighted nowadays. I'll just get it done. The homeowner will take care of it or this or that or get it on the market. So building something that lasts is rare and very valuable is what I would say. But really just sometimes I sit back now and I think, where it was a year ago and now I have all these new people I know, new things we're trying. And you never know who you'll meet. That's all I can say is I just keep going back to that one thought.
Love it.
So that's where I'm at.
This has been a pretty technical episode. A lot of good information, man. I think, from both sides, you're asking really good questions about fresco harmony. We really dove into the whole conversation of the mud skip. We touched on your history, so I think it's a good episode. Very thorough. I think this is a drywallers episode for sure. Kevin Cost episode 167, mud plugs. Get some shots of them working and things like that. One thing I do ask everybody that comes on the show is for a pearl of wisdom that you can bestow on the world, or just the construction industry, or whatever you want, man. It's something you could put on a billboard that might instill some inspiration in your fellow humans.
All right. So one thing I've learned from being a selfish, piece of garbage in my 20s and my using days, the best wisdom I can say is this world is going to shit, and everybody is out for themselves. You know what I mean? Just to protect themselves. But reach out, man. Help the next person. You know what I mean? Not everybody is gonna be here to be your friend and whatever, but do right by others. And you know what? You win some, you lose some. That's it. My whole thing is I give everybody 100% benefit of the doubt. If you screw me, that's your loss. You know what I mean? I know what value I bring to the world. So we could either be ride or die or go on your way. I'm golden regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk has a thing, like I follow him, but he is like, there's people out there that they have nothing better to do than and that's all they do. You have the people that are doing, and then you have the people that are bashing. And when they're on their deathbed or whatever, they're not going to have anything to look back on. But the people that are doing will have something to sort of look back on. Like, you're doing it. I think the best part of the story for me is that you had this spark of inspiration, and the 2 weeks went by, but you got whatever materials you got, and you got a rolling pin, whatever, in your kitchen. Dahlia had the rolling pin there she hits you with all the time. She busted that out, and you're like rolling drywall mud. You're doing what you're doing. You're dumping in chemicals, and you make a mud plug, and you're like, dude, I got it. This is it. To me, that's an interesting aspect of the story that we didn't touch on enough, because that is where people stop. That's what separates the doers from the non-doers. If you have an idea, if you're out there. And I think when you are a doer, you realize how important it is, the help that you get from people. And that's why you realize, I need to help out people that are doing this, instead of just taking a dump on their idea. Because we need help. It's hard. It's a hard path. It's not like I'm making $1 million. I do this because I love it. And I think other people should benefit from it.
Yeah, and that's cool. And I'm sure a lot of that comes from your 22 years of doing the right thing. You're supposed to reach out and do right by others and whatever else. And you have that aura about you. You know what I mean? You have a peace.
Thank you.
That's like, you know what? I'm cool, man. Let me reach out and see who else wants to be cool with me. You know
totally.
what I mean?
I can say whatever I want. I can do whatever I want, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, and as long as it's coming from the heart. Yeah. But now I remember specifically thinking to myself, because also when you're drinking or using it consumes a lot of time. It consumes a lot of time and energy. And a common thought that people have when they get clean and sober is well, what am I going to do now? And for me, there was nothing else to do. I was well, I may as well put all of this energy into something.
Exactly.
I just had to. So that was kind of the basis. And who cares if it fails or whatever? I don't care,
No, you don't know unless you try, man. And honestly, it's I think there's a lot of fear that comes from that with people, and people get caught up in routine and whatever else. And I don't know. For me,
you're going into debt, and you're getting feedback, but you don't know. You don't know. I'm sure you get all kinds of feedback, and dude, What are what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of support, but also you get people that are being realistic, you know?
Yeah, a lot of them, my voice of reasons, they keep their reasons to themselves right now. They know I'm all
Sure.
in, and there's no
Right.
stopping me. Just like once upon a time in my 20s, there wasn't any stopping me until I was stopped myself. So like
Yeah.
for this product and where this is going is 1,000 miles per hour till it gets to where it needs to go.
Love
So
it, man. Kevin Cost, Mud Plugs. Justin Delt, episode 155, St. Louis. He's with USG. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate your time, sir. I'm extremely impressed with what you've done with your drywall career. It's super cool. I'm super happy that you came on the podcast today and gave us your time. It's an interesting story, and hopefully we shed some light on USG and mud. One thing I asked all of my interviewees is a pearl of wisdom. What do you got? Something you could put on a billboard or that you could bestow your brilliance onto the drywall community.
Way to put me on the spot. You couldn't have sent that over in a quick ad lib before we got started.
Well, if you're an avid listener of the podcast, you know that this comes at the end of every episode.
just drove a bus over me, folks.
Oh man. No, I don't. Not everybody's a podcast listener. I was going to ask you too about if you were like into podcast, because I think your podcast you were doing that before the drywall podcast, or did it come after?
Was probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe.
Okay, so it was around the same time. I thought it was a smart idea. I still think it's a smart idea. Do you listen to podcasts? Is that something that you know, because so you do listen to the podcast sometimes. All right. There are worse podcasts to listen to than the drywall podcast. Some of the episodes are actually pretty interesting. There's my plug.
It's a great story to tell, right? Like I said, the people you're working with in different countries and different entities across this country, it's a cool story, man. And when you realize you're not on an island by yourself,
yeah,
I think that's awesome. My words of wisdom would be, don't ever quit believing in yourself. You get knocked down, keep trying. Don't regret not taking that step later on in life and wish you would have. I definitely live by that right now. With getting this job at USG, I know it sounds silly, but definitely the best thing that ever happened to me. And if I would have not continued to keep, believed in myself and had people around that pushed and believed in me, I wouldn't be where I'm at talking with you guys today. So
yeah,
never give up on yourself.
I mean, of this podcast, that the story of you, just how do I get that job? You went from how do I get that job to, driving to Chicago, and you have to risk failure. That dude could have said no. Those guys were ballers, man. They're vetting you serious. This is a serious position. This is a serious company, and you are putting yourself out there. You have to do that in this life to make it to the next step or achieve your goal or whatever you want to do. You have to risk failure, and it's scary, but there's rewards on the other side.
For sure.
It's very cool. Justin Delk, regional technical field rep for the monster company USG, one of 10 or 11 in the country that do what you do. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. We'll talk soon. Michael Gonzalez, episode 153, Mike Tape Tech. We're getting to the Pearl of Wisdom.
If you don't respect by yourself, you don't respect anybody.
Is that your pearl? You want to use that?
Yeah. That's That's why many people say,
Say that again. People ask why you want to be loyal to Tape Tech.
because I told them, because I like Tay, I love Tay. You know, yeah, we be loyal to Tay forever,
Yeah. Yeah.
ever. Any company, any driver, any tool company, they can offer me anything that I want, money, tools, or whatever they want. I refuse it. I will refuse right away.
Okay.
Right away. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Do
Don't
you
waste your time.
have
Don't do it.
do you have companies come in to want you to be maybe like do social media or influencing or user tools to do video and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't want to say anything about that, but by respect, but
Yeah.
a lot of people, a lot of test me by private for Instagram. So we want that you promote our tools, or you make some video for us. They offering money, they offering tools.
Okay.
I say no, I don't want it. I don't like it. Even so, I don't know if you see some videos. I promote Tape United. It's
Okay.
one storage, one driver taping tool storage here in Mississauga. So even like a Fabian Tools. So because they are a small business, right? They are really bigger like a CSR. And then they needed more help like a CSR, right? That's what I always do.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. And loyalty to self. If you can't be loyal to yourself, you cannot be loyal to somebody else.
Exactly.
I like that.
My father, he teach me that. If you have one friend, all right, you don't need 1,000 friends. You need only one friend, but good friends.
Yeah.
You don't need many women. You need only one woman, or only one wife, but a good wife, a good woman.
Good one.
Not like
Yeah,
a garbage.
Get a good one. Mikael Gonzalez out of Toronto. Eli Smallwood, episode 150. Eli is on his own. You are a newlywed. 22 years old, almost 23 tomorrow. By the time this airs, you'll be 23. I'm impressed, man. You are doing really, really well for yourself at such a young age. Your dad should be proud. You seem like a really good guy.
Thanks, man.
Is there anything we left out?
No, I mean nothing. I've taken. I'll save that for the pearl of wisdom that we were talking about.
What is it? Let's have it, man.
So you asked me for. I think the most natural thing could be what was just about to come out of my mouth is nothing I'm doing is what I've taken is given from this world. Nothing. I've come into this world with nothing. Everything I do is because of what somebody else has either taught me or taken the patience to show me. So that's what inspires me to take patience and show other people.
Nice. Do unto others, right?
Yep. The Bible, applying the Bible in my life at a young age, like that's in the Bible, like that kind of stuff. It's right in front of us. It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. The golden rule. It's a good one.
So there's the golden rule. Have you heard of the platinum rule?
No.
So I'll have to look up the scripture and send it to you, but it's treat people the way that they want to be treated or how they deserve to be treated, not how you want to be treated. Just treat them the way they deserve to be treated.
Sure.
That's it's a really good, because like that helped me with my wife a lot. Is there's things that I want, but it's not like it has to happen my way. It's like treat them with respect, because that's the way that we should, it's the way they want and they deserve to be respected, so we should treat them with respect. That kind of stuff.
She sounds like kind of a badass.
She makes me look like nothing. If she started a TikTok channel, she would be twice as successful as me.
Sean Fawcett, episode 151 out of Canada. Hupar and Signature Renovations. Hupar stuff is cool. Congratulations on that. I hope you keep going. We do need to get an updated Pearl of Wisdom from you before we close out here. What do you got?
I was thinking about this yesterday, and I think I have like two or three, and My first two would be like sobriety related, right? Where one day at a time. Um, Anything is possible, right? One day at a time. Like, you can flip it too and be like, I'm just not going to do this for one day, or I'm just going to keep doing this for one day. But as long as you have the mindset of breaking it down one day at a time, it becomes less daunting and a lot of things become more manageable. Um, this shall too will pass. That's something that I think a lot of people need to think of at times. The good will pass, the bad will pass, the happy, the sad, all everything will pass, right? So appreciate the good when it's there, because you know that the bad, but it's all going to pass, right? So that helps me get through. But I think the biggest thing, my biggest pearl of wisdom is, hiking and nature, camping related, and it's like just get out there and explore, right? Like just and the one big thing that I can speak to about this is when I was in Hong Kong, I had these hikes planned out, and some of the other guys that were on the trip, they were effing and odd, like, oh, maybe we'll go, and they wanted to go shopping, and I'm like, dude, like, you can go shopping anywhere in the world, but like, we're here, and like, there's some cool trails out there and some views and some nature that I am never going to experience at a shopping mall. But all the shopping malls I've ever been to look the same and feel the same, So when you have opportunities to go out and explore and really just dive into nature, do it and let your body unwind. The healthiest and the best I feel is when I come out of the bush, right? And you completely let your body unwind. You can breathe again. And I think it really does good for the soul. So I really encourage people to just get out and into nature, unwind, get grounded again, and just appreciate nature.
Ken Landon, episode 169 out of Albany, New York. Drywall Kenny.
Pearl of wisdom. It's been almost 2 years since you've been on the show. Do you have a pearl of wisdom besides don't be a jerk on social media? What do you got? Something you could put on a billboard for your fellow drywall people.
For my fellow drywall people, it depends on what you're looking for. I have a lot of different types of wisdom things, that I tell myself on a daily basis.
Just one pearl. One pearl's fine.
Everybody wants to be successful, right? Everybody's trying to achieve success. And I think that one thing that really sticks in my head often is success is something you achieve by the person you become. And
I like that.
If you feel that becoming an asshole is successful, good for you.
You're on the wrong path.
Yeah, I mean,
you might want to pick a different definition of success.
Exactly. But, there's a lot of things that get people through the day. We're all fighting different battles. And I think that you have to look, man, I'm not built to tear down. I'm built to build up. I'm here to give back, and if I can give back, and honestly, if I would get one response, and we've gotten, don't get me wrong, the good comments always go quietly into the good night, right? Because the negative ones speak louder. They're always louder because they hit harder, and that's what they're intended to do. But
it's the same with media. Like it's the same. The anger and chaos makes a lot of noise. It's loud. Peace and like all the peaceful shit and the puppies and stuff, like all that. They don't want to put that into the media because it's no fun. They want to see chaos. They want to see disorder and fights.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we've gotten some really, 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 really well written, well respected. Just really, really nice comments about, things
Excellent.
that are
Good.
Which is good. And at the end of the day, if I get a video or a comment from someone that says, hey, I really appreciate that you took the time to do what you did. It helped me in my first house. And or my first home improvement project, or I never did it before and you helped me, that's a win, right?
Love it. Can you say your the pearl? It was a little phrase there that you said. It was really good.
I said success is something you achieve by the person you become.
I love that. I really do. That's fantastic. Ken Landon, KL Drywall with Kenny. You can find him on most recently Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. He's making videos. The videography is fantastic. Shout out to Lincoln Street Media. And I'll put all that stuff into the show notes. Thank you so much for coming on the Drywall Podcast today, buddy.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, man. I'll hit you up
Great.
offline. I want to
Yeah.
dive into a little bit more of the fresco.
Yeah.
I think that now that I'm back into it, full bore. I think that, if I really get a good grasp of it, I think that, there's some places here where we could utilize it, especially with the plaster repair.
I hope that you are all as inspired as I am listening to all of those fantastic pearls of wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me on this 5th installment of Pearls of Wisdom episode. They kind of hold a special place in my heart, and I appreciate you joining me for them. And speaking of appreciation, I would like to give a huge Drywall Podcast shout out to Panel Ray for sponsoring the Drywall Podcast in the months of April and May. Panel Ray will be hosting a booth with GWI and Fresco Harmony June 3rd and 4th in Bolton at the Trade Decorator Live at the Wanderers Football Club Stadium in Northwest Bolton. Also, there's a rumor that I'll be there doing a training and a demonstration at the show. We'll be giving out Fresco Harmony products and having a ton of fun. So maybe you should go if you are in the area. Also, be sure to catch my episode with Regional Sales Manager Panel Ray, Oscar Acosta, episode 146, not so long ago. He is a great guy, and that happens to be a fantastic episode. If you are interested in coming on the Drywall Podcast, or you'd like to sponsor a month of the Drywall Podcast, you can reach out to me directly at info@frescoharmony.com. Maybe you've got a question. Maybe you don't have a question. Maybe you just want to tune in and reach out to me and say hi. That's totally cool too. You have a lot of choices when you head over to that radio station in the morning or the afternoon, whether you're on your way to work or you're at work. You got a lot of things to listen to, and today you chose to listen to these beautiful pearls of wisdom from your fellow tradesmen and women in the industry, and I appreciate you for that. It's because of listeners like you and sponsors like Panel Ray that I get to have this show, and I am blessed. Tune in next week as we have Steve and Royce of the Three-Way out of Canada back on the show. Their last appearance was episode 37, like 3 years ago. Insane. But until then, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and remember, keep drywalling or dry lining or jib stopping.